Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Kurrenn, and I read all of your guys' feedback from the last couple of videos I did, and I really took a long time to get this Spas-12 nuke, and I did it without using an AC-130 or chopper gunner. What I ended up using was the silencer with cold-blooded. Now, it's really easy for me to get nukes with my usual setup of stopping power and scavenger, with really just no attachment but red dot or FMJ. And I don't ever really use silencer, and I don't ever really use cold-blooded. I think the reason I've been switching it up and using cold-blooded is because I'm using secondaries now, and these guns aren't full range guns like the primaries are. I can't really kill people up close and far away. Now, the Spas-12 is arguably the best shotgun, and in my opinion, after the models were nerfed and they were weakened and they weren't as good as originally, I also agree with that. I think the Spas-12 became the best shotgun just because of its range, and it's got a nice clip size. However, me using silencer on it weakens it pretty noticeably, and you'll see that I'll get some hit markers that don't quite connect with kills in this game. And this game was pretty long. It was about 14 minutes from start to finish, so I cut out a couple of minutes just because a lot of this gameplay was me dying. And that's another note, is that when you're playing Modern Warfare 2 and you're trying to go nuking or whatever, just trying to get a good game, never really give up, because you can come back from being, 3 and 5 or 20 and 26 and just get a nuke. I think this game I ended up having 15 deaths, and that's all right. You can run around like I'm doing with Marathon. I didn't use Scavenger, like I said, because Scavenger on the Spas-12 is not really needed, as you get a lot of bullets. I mean, look at that. I spawn with 30 bullets. I'm not really going to need more than that. So look at this guy just camping in the corner. Anyways, so like I said, cold-blooded and silencer makes it so I'm just like a ninja. I can go wherever I want around this map and find people, and it lets me not have to worry about them getting UAVs or anything like that. And my Harrier, what I'm using for kill streaks is Harrier, Pavlo, and Nuke. Read all the comments, and that seemed like what you guys wanted to see the most. So I did use that. Drop on this guy. So I use that, and the Spas-12 is not the hardest thing to do. What I'm really worried about in terms of me getting nukes is I'm completely down with using no AC-130 or chopper gunner on these ones, because I know it's not really that fun to watch me use the chopper gunner or AC-130 as much fun as it is watching me just run around with the help of the Pavlo and the Harrier. And this game, I'm going to be honest, I think the Harrier and the Pavlo probably have got me at least 10 kills out of the 25, so they didn't really use any stingers, and that's what really helps is when the other team is not using stingers, or as that guy kills me, or not use stingers or cold-blooded, is when the kill streaks will do well for you. And Favela is actually the original map they showed in the trailer, so I've always kind of thought of this map as like the front-running map for Modern Warfare 3. When I think of Modern Warfare 3, I usually think of this map. So it's definitely an easy map to get kill streaks with. When you have the AC-130 or the chopper gunner, it's a little harder, as that guy knifes me. It's a little harder to get things going because there's a lot of buildings to have to shoot around. Anyways, guys, I wanted to talk about a topic that a lot of people have been asking me about ever since I started my channel back when I had like 60 subscribers. But what I want to talk about is, people always ask, how do you become a pro, or how do I become the guy that's always at the top with 45 kills and 10 deaths, always finishing at the top of their game? And I'd answer that by going through what your setup is. And if you guys know what a setup is, it's basically what TV you have, what headset you have, and what class and like what sensitivity you have. That's all in your setup. If you want to know what I think the best setup is, and this is pretty much the general thought when it comes to your setup, is that it's better to have a medium-sized TV. You don't want a tiny TV, and you don't want a big TV. And when I say medium-sized, I mean 20 to 35 inches or 40 to 70 centimeters as your screen size. That's really the best area. And people are like, well, why does your size matter? Well, does the size of your TV matter? Well, it's all about how easy it is for you to aim, and how easy it is for you to move your gun from right to left, and how well you can consistently aim it on people wherever they are. And that is a really hard thing to master, and that's really what the game comes down to when you're doing your shot, is how well can you aim. It's really hard to get good aim if you have a huge honking big TV that, you know, it's so big, it's harder to aim. It makes sense if you think about it. So if and HD does matter for seeing people, like if you're playing, you know, team deathmatch and there's some noob camping in a dark corner, you know, it's going to be harder to see him if you don't have high definition. And high definition is, a lot of people think, well, that's really expensive. It's not really that expensive. You can get a high definition TV for less than $300, so, or however many euros that is. Anyways, so TV does matter for your setup, but then it comes down to your headset. If you have like surround sound, or you just like turning up your TV really loud, you're going to be able to hear footsteps and climbing. And when you get to the point where you're really good at listening, you'll be able to hear people even when they have Ninja. Like if you're playing competitively on, you know, MLG or game battles, then you're gonna need to master listening. And it took me maybe, I think, a month of playing COD 4 with my first Turtle Beach, and it took me about a month to actually realize how to hear people on the other team when they're running by you. And then it took me like another month or two to actually hear people with Ninja. You can hear people with Ninja if they're climbing something, you can hear that. If they're running through a bush, you can hear that. If they're just running, if they're sprinting on dirt or something, like, you can hear that too. It's just you have to be close. You know, it's not like you can hear them across the map. Anyways, besides your TV and your headset, the next thing that you're gonna wanna have is your class, your gun, your sensitivity, and what button layout you use. Most people that play competitively use a sensitivity. The sensitivity is always random. You're not going to find a #1 sensitivity that all the pros use. What I use, I don't consider myself a pro, but what I would use is I like 7. It's just a good sensitivity for me because I like to snipe. Not only do I like to use like assault rifles, but I like to snipe too. So I like to be able to move quickly and get the kill. And then I use tactical just because it's easier to drop shot and do all that kind of stuff. And knifing I don't do as much. Anyways, guys, I hope you found this video enjoyable. If you did, subscribe if you haven't, do all that kind of stuff, show me some love. And I will have my next Viewer's Choice video the following Wednesday. Leave a comment on this video and tell me what you want to see. Remember, I'm doing anything. I'll do anything you tell me to. So leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next week.